See this clip right here? This one here? Yeah, take that off. Just press in. Give it a wheel. Okay, once this connector is disconnected, you've got to take this bolt out here, and that'll disconnect your steering column. Want to go to your power steering, disconnect this one here, and disconnect this one here. Just this hose from this metal pipe, that's all you need to take off. Okay, now you got to take out a couple of split pins. The lower control arm split pin, you got to take that out, and the steering arm split pin, you got to take that out too. Alright, once your split pins are out, you just got to take the nuts off. Alright then, now that the only thing holding the wheel hub on now is the upper control arm. The lower control arm is disconnected. The steering arm is disconnected. There's the steering arm. Now we got to take off the spring. So it's this bolt here, and there's like a 3-bolt on the other side. You got to take that out, and then we'll disconnect the sway bar as well. We'll probably just disconnect the sway bar on the bottom. Okay, we're going back under now. Okay, so we're underneath the car. Here's the subframe here. This is the power steering rack. So we have a couple of things to disconnect. Firstly, my car's a manual, so I've got a clutch cable. I've got to take the screw out in order to take the clutch cable bracket off the power steering rack. Another thing is there's a cable actually attached to the subframe. Well, it's not attached, but it's like there's a cable running from the battery to the starter motor, and it's connected with these little plastic clips to the subframe, so we've got to disconnect that. You can just see the conduit there. That's the cable, so we'll make sure that's not connected to the subframe. We'll take that screw out, and I'll also undo the starter motor. This cable here that goes up to the starter motor, which is here, we'll undo that, and that'll allow that cable to, then we can just get this cable out of here, and then it won't be a worry anymore. I'm going to take this bolt out, right down here. Alright, I've just taken the main bolt out of the engine mount. That's this one here, on both sides. Engine should be free to lift now. In order to jack the engine up, I'm going to have to take this off. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so I've just jacked the engine up. So I've taken out them bolts here. That's the only bolt you have to take out to remove the engine from the engine mounts, basically. So I've jacked up the engine now, as you can see. It's free to move. Okay, so I've taken off the sway bar. This is where the sway bar mounts, up here. I've taken this bolt out. This is one of the engine mount bolts. And this bolt is just sitting there. You actually can't take this bolt out because of the spring. But you do the same on the other side. You can leave these two bolts here. I just loosen these to allow this thing to move. That's all you really need to do. And yeah, when everything's disconnected, there should just be 4 bolts. There'll be this bolt, same one on the other side, and this bolt. Alright, there we go. There's the subframe. Kept the power steering rack on it, as you can see. Just disconnected the power steering hoses. And yeah, there's the sump. Now you've got access to your sump.